Alright, this is the rendering tutorial. You've been making stuff in After Effects. How do you export it so it's a standalone file? I'm going to show you how to do that and what settings to choose. The best way to do it, composition, once you've chosen something. So let's just click down here onto our timeline. Go composition, add to render queue. Again, it pops this up for you. And from here, we've got 3 yellow highlighted hyperlinks. And from here, this is where we change a lot of settings. We're going to start with this render settings up the top here. And if you click on the yellow, it comes up in a little box. And this is where we're going to set things like frame rate. So you can see here that my composition's frame rate is at 120 frames a second, or pretty close. But if you export that, most players won't be able to play 120 frames a second. So you want to use a standard frame rate, like 30 frames a second. That's what we're going to do for this one. Generally speaking, most cameras will have already recorded with 30 frames and you won't have to worry too much. But because of the motion tracking shoot that I just did, we're going to have to manually tell it which frame rate to use, and that's done here. Don't worry too much about the rest of these. You should keep them up on high and good resolution, that kind of thing. Press OK. Go down here to Output Module. Hit on Lossless. And it comes up in this window here. This is where we need to specify what format we want. So we're going to click on AVI here, and we're going to choose H.264, which is your general HD quality. And then over here in Format Options, you'll notice that on Multiplexer up here, you're doing an MP4, which is a very common video format. So pretty much everything will be able to play at MP4. And back here, the bit rate is how good quality the video is going to be. So 10 is actually 10,000 kilobits because it's in megabits a second, which is quite high quality. The bigger the number, the bigger your file size, but the better quality generally. But I find 10 and 10 is generally good enough. Press OK on that. Now, the amount of kids who have done this without checking this box here, audio output, I swear I'd be a millionaire if I got $1 for each one. You need to check that if you want sound. It's that simple. The format options in the audio, don't really worry too much about this. The higher this number, the better the quality. 128 is good enough though. Press on OK. So make sure you've got that checked. Audio output. Press OK again. Last of all, output 2. And this is where we are going to specify where we want our file to be. So I'm going to call this one, I don't know, Lightsaber Test. And then you hit save. It's ready to go now. You could queue multiple options if you really wanted, but right now we're going to hit render, and this will take a little bit of time. So maybe I'll leave you with some waiting music.
Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo.
And here comes that magic sound. That is the best sound you'll hear because that means your rendering is complete. Now if we open up what we just rendered, here it is. I'm going to open it with Media Player so it doesn't load forever. And here we have it. Cool. Alright, that is how you export. Hopefully you do that a lot, otherwise you'll never be able to see anything you make. I hope it's been beneficial, and that's all for this tube.